If you can hear this transmission, you have uncovered one of the secret files of Sideburns McBane, stolen by the Kaiser Frankenstein. Tell no one. Sideburns McBane, Sideburns in 3D, File 1. I returned to Missouri, bringing with me the judge's pregnant daughter. My wounds were plenty and deep. The impact from the Kuroso Hito was still echoing in my bones. My eyes burned and my ears rang. Couldn't eat. Couldn't sleep. Every joint ached and scraped. Even my usually black hair had shocks of blonde running through it. I went to see Ananya. She was the finest practitioner in the hemisphere of acupuncture and healing massage. It was good to see the place. All the earth tones. Wooden bracings overhead. A stone fireplace. The place was about substance and suited her well. "Disrobe," she said. "There can be no obstruction to your circulation." "Have you eaten?" "Not since Japan," I told her. I started to unbutton my shirt, but was caught by the pain. "Do you mind?" I said. She set her needles aside and helped me out of my clothes. She applied some kind of salve to the gashes on my torso and inner thigh. "Could you dim the lights?" "My eyes," I said. She turned them down. "Lie on the table," Ananya said. "I've never seen you this bad, Sideburns." "I'll heal," I said. "I always do." "Do you?" she asked. I didn't answer. She began to spread the warm oil over my back and legs. It tingled and smelled of South American foliage. "I'll be going to Kochi in 2 weeks," Ananya said. "You'll still need treatment by then. You should come with me. Grandmother would be delighted to see you again, and you look in need of a vacation." "No," I said. "When I think of my time in India, I think only of Ashoka." I wonder now if I hurt her by saying that. "We can't choose our ancestors, Sideburns." "No," I answered, "but they're there all the same, coursing through our veins." "According to legend, he was a good man in the end," she offered. It only took fields of innocent dead to aggravate his conscience," I rebuffed. The lights overhead flickered and went out. "I'd better check your box," I said. "The fuses are fine. They'll have the power back on soon, and in the meantime, I can work by candlelight." She massaged my aching hammy. Every muscle relaxed under her hands, and the pain went quiet. She moved to my shoulders and neck. "The night we discovered your ancestry was a difficult one," she said. "But we had other nights in India. Don't you remember those, Sideburns?" Sideburns. She was the one to give me that name. It had been there, in Kochi, in the house where her father was raised. I had drifted too far to answer. I hadn't slept in 144 hours, not since the Kuroso Hito struck home. Ananya would stay with me and hold the agony at bay, long enough for sleep. "Be still," she said. "How long was I out?" 12 hours, she answered, pulling the last pins from my skin. "I didn't mean to take advantage," I offered. "I didn't realize I'd be out so long." She kneaded one of her hands with the thumb of the other, looking tired. "It's no burden caring for you. How are you feeling?" "Not like before." I stood and stretched. "A little sore, but only about as much as a day after lifting weights." "Good," Ananya said. "Be aware that it will come back. I'll give you another treatment tomorrow. You'll need them every day." I think this did the trick." "Think what you like, love. But be here for your treatment tomorrow." She yawned. "I'll telephone grandmother and postpone my trip." "That's not necessary. I don't know how you survived whatever it was that happened to you, but I intend to see that you continue to," she said. "You may not endure another battle." "You worry too much." "Do I?" Her eyes narrowed. "I've mended 114 of your broken bones. I've seen your brain scans, sewn up 3 dozen gashes on your body, and now this. Hits you would have shrugged off 10 years ago might kill you now. I've never gone looking for a fight, Ananya." Ananya took a breath before answering. "I've never tried to change you, Sideburns. I never asked you for a ring because I know you don't believe in marriage or monogamy. I respect that, and I'm grateful that you've never challenged my wishes to sleep only with you." I nodded. "But I want your word this time, Sideburns." "I'm more than happy to retire," I smiled. "Damn it, McBane." She marched toward me and placed my hand under her shirt, over the warm skin of her toned belly, her eyes glaring into mine. I nodded. "I'll fight no more, Ananya." She relaxed some. She smiled up at me. "You can stay here if you like. Make us some dinner while I shower." "I'd better go home," I said. "I'm sure I've got some catching up to do." She looked disappointed, but unsurprised. "In that case, you better get dressed," she said. "We better obstruct a bit of your circulation." I put on my aviators and stepped under the sun. Her treatment quieted the ringing in my ears, well enough to hear Patsy Cline call out, "Crazy," through Anania's bedroom window. My appetite was back. I activated my Dick Tracy watch to call in an order for an onion and green pepper pizza, cheesy breadsticks, and a 2-liter of sarsaparilla. But my plan was interrupted when an alert called out. 12 messages. I had not checked in on all my modern devices while training in Japan. All 12 messages were from Sarah. They were all asking me to come to Rolla, and each one was more panicked than the last. I began having the sneaking suspicion that I might have to break my promise to Ananya. I fired up my classic Indian motorcycle and burned it the whole way. End of transmission 1.